If you learn Japanese for fun, i.e., you kind of want to do it but your livelihood does not depend on it, chances are that A, you don't have all day to spend on this, and B, you want something that is quick and dirty, that also works and that you can stick to in the mid to long term. If you're new here, my name is Yuki. I'm a lawyer and YouTuber based in Hong Kong, and I'm also a language learning junkie. In the past year and a half, I've been sharing my journey learning Japanese here on YouTube. Whilst I've been a bit quiet on YouTube in the past few months, I've actually kept showing up for my Japanese learning, and I've settled down on a fairly minimalist kind of routine that worked even during the busiest time of my life, and that is effective. And that is what I want to share with you today. The core component of this routine is listening to a very short Japanese podcast on repeat every morning when I'm getting ready. I know it doesn't sound very promising, but hear me out. The podcast that I've been listening to in the past month or so is called Japanese Podcast for Beginners, Nihongo con Teppei. It has 1,400 episodes and it still continues to update, so new episodes get released every couple days. Each episode is only 5 to 8 minutes long, and it's about the host's daily life. The host is called Teppei Sensei, and he talks about various things that happen in his life. For example, some episodes that I've listened to recently were about Teppei Sensei's childhood in rural Japan, him going to the zoo with his wife and son, his experiments with different protein shake flavors, him catching flu, etc. etc. Another podcast that I really like for this purpose is Japanese with Shun, but the episodes are slightly longer. They're about 10 to 12 minutes. I listen to these podcasts using an app called Miraa. I've introduced this app in a previous video before. Please check it out if you're interested. I use it because it creates an AI-generated transcript that makes learning new words and phrases much easier. By default, the Miraa app also plays an episode on repeat, so that's one less thing to worry about. I kind of stumbled upon this method of learning, but it's working surprisingly well, and I think there are 4 main reasons for that. First of all, the learning happens on autopilot. So the first thing I do after getting out of bed is to reach for my phone, grab my AirPods, open the Miraa app, and play a new episode from the podcast I've mentioned. I just go about getting ready for work, getting dressed, washing my face, putting on makeup, while having this podcast in my ear. I glance down at the transcript whenever I catch a word that I'm not quite sure about, but I'm not fussed about checking every single word. It takes no extra time out of my day, no preparation, no hassle, and I manage to do it even on my busiest days. Say, if I need to get to court in the morning, I still did my learning session. The second reason why it works is because the threshold is so low. I listen to a 5-minute podcast in the morning and I feel like a winner. Bonus points if I manage to learn a new word or even listen to that episode for a couple times. And the third reason is repeating a short episode is actually a great way to learn. So by the time I get to work, I have listened to the same podcast episode for like 5 or 6 times. So by the time I hear a new word for the 5th or 6th time, I'd have already learned the word or at least become quite familiar with the sound of it. Reason number 4 is that it helps that this podcast, A, is made for beginners, B, is about diverse topics in daily life, and C, has a huge archive. The topics in these podcasts might not seem very enticing at first, like these may not be topics that you want to listen about in your native language. But I found that episode by episode, they've exposed me to a lot of words and phrases that you'd use in diverse aspects of daily lives. For example, like going camping, going to onsen hotels, having conveyor belt sushi, eating natto, facing the rainy season, getting sick, buying plane tickets, so on and so forth. The new words become stickier because you have this whole context to go with it. For example, in the Nihongo con Teppei podcast, it's about this lovely Japanese uncle going through life with his family of 3. And for Japanese with Shun, there's this gentle gym rat who really likes traveling and teaching. So you have this whole context to go with it when you learn the new words. So that's the core component of my Japanese learning routine. And there are several support components as well. So there is a dictionary app on my phone. I use this one called Shirabe Jisho, which is an app recommended to me by my friend Amanda, who lived a few years in Japan. It's a solid dictionary app without bells and whistles, and it translates both ways. This is for looking up Japanese words that I encounter on the go, or if I suddenly want to say something in Japanese and I don't know the word for it, I'll look it up in this app. I don't force myself to look up every word, so I just use it whenever the urge arises to learn what a certain word means or if I want to say something. And then the other component is that I have the stack of Japanese textbooks, like reference books, next to my bed that I dip in and out of. So there's a word book, and then there is some sort of like a phrase book, and then there's this very cute kind of grammar book that gives the simplest explanation you can imagine, like within like 2 spread of that tiny book, and then gives you some like words and phrases to go with it. Oh, and it also has like this QR code thing that you can scan on your phone and then listen to the phrases in real time. So I've got no formal routines for these books, so I just dip in and out of them if I have some extra energy before bed and I want to do something extra. And then a further component is watching an occasional video or anime or series in Japanese. So I'm a climber and a ballet dancer, and Japan happens to produce excellent climbers and ballet dancers. So whenever I'm like lounging on YouTube, I try to include some Japanese native content in these areas into my digital diet. The other thing is my brother is also a huge fan of Japanese anime and series, so whenever we hang out, we watch an episode or two together. This is essentially free learning because the content is so good and I really want to watch it anyways. And it hits different when you're able to understand what is being said as opposed to just from the subtitles. So that's it. That's my minimalist Japanese learning routine. I may have nothing impressive to show for it yet, but I can feel the growth happening. So I'm more and more comfortable listening to Japanese. I understand more and more of the series and anime that I'm watching. I can form sentences more easily when I'm talking to myself. And most importantly, this is like a stress-free routine that can carry me through even in the tough times in my life. Even on those days when, nothing is going well, I can still take pride in the fact that I've done this thing for myself first thing in the morning and feel pretty good about it. And this keeps the little flame in me alive to keep learning and improving. So whatever you're going through in life, I hope you also find a learning routine that works for you and your circumstances. There's no need to lament the fact that you can't spend 4 hours per day learning like some other people do. Do what you can today and tomorrow and the day after. 一緒に頑張ろう。次のエピソードで会いましょう。じゃあまたね。